So it's been a little over a month since Mario Kart World has launched, and I figured for this video, I'm just gonna go into the game and kind of give you my thoughts on the overall package here. The overall $80 package. I mean, it's only $80 if you decide to buy this game like on its own, physically or digitally, but you know, of course, I got the Mario Kart World bundle with the Switch too, so this game was like $50 for me, so for that price, I'd say, yeah, that's reasonable. But, yeah. Got your basic modes here, Grand Prix, Knockout Tour, Time Trials versus Race Battle. I don't think I'll speak too much on Battle Mode, because this is not... I don't think anyone talks about this, right? I don't think... It has, like, Balloon Battle and Coin Runners. It has 8 courses, although not all of them are like... They're not exactly, like, battle courses. They're just, like, racetracks that you also go around in while you throw shells at each other, I guess. But yeah, I don't really see anyone talk about battle mode, and honestly, it's kind of my... I usually do races, so, like, yeah. Not really much to say on this front. So, the Grand Prix, on the other hand, we're just gonna go into this real quick. So you initially start out with 7. You have to unlock this last Grand Prix, the Special Cup, right? So you have to at least finish these in the... or no, I think you have to at least finish these first 7 to get the Special Cup. We've got like 32 racetracks in total. I think technically 31 because they use... Yeah, they do use Peach Stadium. They do use Peach Stadium in, like, 2 cups, but, they're, like, different versions. And, like, the way the Grand Prix works is that, you know, on the initial, like, the first track here, like, let's say Mario Bros. Circuit, you do a regular 3-lap race on that, but then the rest of the races are, like, these intermission tracks, as people will call them. So for the second race, you're driving to the next track, and then you're doing, like, 1 lap around that, and that's it. You know, that goes for the third race, but then for the final race, for this one, DK Spaceport, we just drive to DK Spaceport and then just play through the whole track, which is like a, kind of like a multi-section track, so it does last a bit longer. Some others, like, this one ends with Airship Fortress. We do literally 1 lap of Airship Fortress when we get to it. There is unfortunately no option to just have all 4 of the races be, like, normal at the moment, but if you're playing versus race, then you can just pick the normal lapped races. And then of course we've got Knockout Tour right here, and these consist of a series of like destinations, like checkpoints that you hit to get to the end. It's a 24-player race. I mean, they're all 24-player races, but you know, this in particular, what happens is you get to a gate, and if you're not within that placement on the gate, like the minimal placement, like 20th or 16th place, then you're out of the race. And you need to just keep yourself up to the crowd in order to keep progressing through the checkpoints. This is a pretty fun mode. It's, I would almost say this is kind of the glue that's holding this package together. It is a fun new addition to Mario Kart. Yeah, like especially, I mean, this is like the offline version right here, but online, yeah, that's where it really, that's where it really ramps up. Then, of course, we have time trials. You can test your mettle on the tracks, try to get your best time. You can race against staff ghosts, and you can also check and see who the top racers are, and you can, like, watch a replay and see what they're doing to get past the track as fast as possible. Yeah, very good for practicing the tracks, and, you know, if you're just looking to try and speed run the track on your own time, then yeah, I mean, it's a time trial mode. It's as basic as that. And then versus race, you literally just set up your rules right here, and you just play however many races you set up here. You can even, like, race on every single track if you want to. I mean, go nuts if you want, I guess. Got computer difficulties, normal or frantic items. You can have up to 4 teams of racers going at it. So let's see, there's 24 races. So I had to do a little bit of math in my head, but yeah, that's 6 racers per team if you're doing 4 teams. And of course, you can pick your class. So you notice I have mirror mode here. So in order to unlock mirror mode, you have to place in the top 3 of every Grand Prix and Knockout Tour, and you also have to collect like 10 of each collectible in the free roam, which I'll talk about later. And then you finish the special cup again, and then there's like a little cutscene that comes up saying that you unlock mirror mode, and you can even go into mirror mode in free roam. But yeah, that's mirror mode. Not a super necessary thing to unlock, but it's there. Multiplayer is pretty much gonna have the same modes as I just showed off. And then as for online play, we have the normal races. So I've already mentioned this in a couple videos, but the way how this typically works is that when you choose this mode, like you first get put in free roam, but then you join into a room which is like another free roaming thing, and then you get like you initially get like 3 track options, and it's like you could pick between those 3 or choose random. And people typically chose random because that's how you were able to get like traditional lapped races. Was through random select, because not everyone wants to do the intermission tracks. But then Nintendo recently patched the game so that the random select also gives you the intermission tracks. So kind of sucks. It basically takes an option away from everyone who wants to play like the normal races. But I did hear recently that that there is a Mario Kart World Discord, and you can actually go to that and go to people's rooms and play the traditional lap races that way, if you fancy it. And then, as I said earlier, Knockout Tour Online, pretty frantic. This is pretty much... I would say this is pretty much the most fun mode in the game, in my opinion. Very frantic Battle Royale style action. Yeah. I've played quite a few rounds. I've gotten a few wins. Not always easy. It's definitely not easy. Everyone's trying, but yeah, this mode's pretty addictive. If you lose, you could just like queue up for another game immediately, or if you know for a fact you're gonna lose, you could just quit out of the race. Like even before you hit the gate, you could just like queue up immediately. Yeah, it's honestly great. And then battle mode, as I said, I'm not really talking about this too much. I did try battle mode a little bit online. Not everyone is playing this, but yeah, it's there if you want. Then you have the friends room. If someone is in, like for example, I've got someone here on my friends list, they're in the middle of a knockout tour. I could potentially, well, I don't think I can join their game, but it's just, the game's just saying like, oh, they're in this knockout tour. But the next time like they're in a lobby or something, I may end up able to I may be able to queue up with them and join them for a race. And then of course you could make your own room and set up your own races or knockout tours or whatever. So yeah, it's some pretty basic online multiplayer stuff. And in wireless play, I imagine you have the same options as what's in online play or just multiplayer. So yeah. And now let's just go into free roam. It just works seamlessly right here in the menu. So in this mode, you can drive around and there are... you can spot one right here, but I already collected that. That's a Peach medallion up there. It's grayed out because I already collected it. It would normally be gold. So, we can see here, this is the entire Mario Kart World map, and you can see over here, these are the collectibles. So there's P-switch missions, there are these question block panels, and there's the Peach medallions. Every single thing here, like if you clear a P-switch mission, you get a sticker. If you touch up a question block panel, you get a sticker. If you collect a Peach medallion, guess what? You get a sticker. And what's up with these stickers, right? If we go here, here's the stickers. So there's a crap ton of these, honestly. Like so many. It's like not even funny. So you are able to select these and they appear on your profile as you're racing, which is one way to see them. The other way is when you're selecting a cart. You can see here I've got the Rob Hog. Now the sticker is on this motorcycle, but can you see it? Can you see it? Any guesses where? Well, it's actually, if you look at the bottom right part of this bike, it's right there. You see, it's so tiny. So here's the standard cart, right? You can clearly see the sticker right here. You can see it's displayed on the right side of the name of this vehicle, but this is like the most visible you can see this sticker. And we could just like pick anything, for example, and it'll just replace it just like that, right? This is another example of, this is kind of a smallish appearance because on the side is like the character's emblem, but then on the back you can see the sticker. This is actually a pretty good place to put the sticker because you're always seeing the back of the vehicle, so it's nice to be able to just see the sticker right there. And also the baby blooper is like one of the best carts in the game, so yeah, everyone picks this anyway. And then we're looking at this monster truck vehicle here. The sticker is very tiny. It's like down there between the wheels on the right. You see that? So this is kind of an issue with the stickers. Like, you can barely see it on some of these vehicles, or even like not at all. Yeah, see, it's right there, very tiny. Let's look at this warp pipe bicycle. I don't see it. Oh, there it is. It's right there on the pipe, very tiny, very, very tiny. So yeah, the stickers, they're best, they are best used for your profile. Like, you're barely gonna be able to see these things on the actual vehicles, so just pick one that you feel suits your profile the best. And now let's talk unlockables. So, for characters, a few of them are unlocked by clearing the Grand Prix. For example, Donkey Kong. Here he is. Yeah, I had to clear a Grand Prix to get Donkey Kong. I believe I had to clear one to get Daisy. I know I had to clear one to get Rosalina. Where is she at? Right here. Yeah, I had to get Rosalina through a Grand Prix. So yeah, a few characters are locked behind the Grand Prix. And then, of course, their costumes. You can see they have, like, several costumes right here. So, in order to get these, you have to drive up to Yoshi's Diner. Let's see if I can find one here real quick. So, as you can see here, this is a Yoshi's Diner location. So, you would pick up these food bags, right? You pick up the food bags, and they actually act as an item. They act as, like, a little speed boost. But then what happens is, when you pick one of these up and you boost, your character transforms and has a different outfit, and that's how you get the different outfits here. So Daisy, she's got quite a few. Now, you can't just get every item by going to one food stall and using the same food to get all the items. You actually have to go to several of them because some outfits are tied to certain locations. So you kind of need to go like almost everywhere. You also need to pay attention to these signs right here. Like this one shows like what? This looks like a donut or something? Like a tire donut? So if you got a specific costume from this, you need to go check out another food place and order something different. I think there's like sushi or ice cream or something, pancakes maybe. So you gotta get a bunch of different foods and just eventually be able to unlock the outfits. You can see on the world map, if I highlight a character, you'll see how many outfits each character has. Obviously some more or less than others. I believe Mario does straight up have, yeah. Mario has 10 outfits. I think Peach has 10 outfits. No, she has 9. Does Daisy have 10 outfits? She has 7. So, yeah, it really depends. I think, yeah, Pauline and Donkey Kong, I believe, only have 2, which kind of sucks. So if you unlock their one outfit, at least for now, then that's all they get. Yeah, so you have to go around the world, find the specific food items, and try to unlock the different outfits. You gotta eat a bunch of different foods. So yeah, that's characters and outfits for the most part, but then there's something else. So if we scroll a little further past this, I'll talk about this, like, kind of terrible character design, character select thing in a moment, but as we can see here, there's some pretty strange inclusions here, like the Piranha Plant, Goomba, you got the Sidestepper, Cataquack. So these are NPC racers, okay? These guys are only unlocked if you get hit by the new item, the Kamek Orb. And so what that does is it transforms you into one of these enemies. And once that happens, you unlock them as a playable racer. Now, the Kamek Orb is very rare, and you have to get hit by it. So it's not often you will actually transform into the specific enemy character or NPC character that you want. And also, some of these characters are tied to specific areas, like Fishbone, for example. I believe you can only get within this area where Drybone's Burnout is. And the whatchamacallit, yeah, Rocky Wrench. You can only get Rocky Wrench on Airship Fortress. So, yeah, like certain areas and tracks are where you find certain, like, NPC drivers are transform into. That's the thing. Specific areas, ultra rare item, and also the Kamek Orb might actually transform you into like the NPC driver you're not looking for, or one like you already have. So yeah, I had to like follow a video guide and I was just sitting in like 2-player local play trying to get the rest of the NPC drivers. So yeah, that took hours, but I eventually got them all. What's not so tedious to unlock, however, are the vehicles. Once you get a certain amount of coins, then you are able to unlock a vehicle. I believe if you collect 3,000 coins in total, you will have every vehicle. Not hard at all, especially considering the fact that in free roam, there are cars that just spew out unlimited coins. So all you gotta do is follow one of those around for like a bit, maybe a couple hours or so, and you'll probably end up unlocking every vehicle just like that. Yeah, the unlock system is kind of bogus, because it is a lot of unnecessary grinding. And like, back on the topic of free roam, you know, while there are these P-switch missions to do and collectibles, it's like, unfortunately, they only get you stickers and not the characters and vehicles themselves. I mean, I'm fine with like collecting coins for vehicles, but I feel like, and especially with these NPC drivers, they should have been tied to some of these missions, man. I feel like that would have given these P-switch missions and these collectibles a bit more value than some little sticker. You know, it's like, okay, I come across this P-switch mission, like, it'd be cool that if I did this, I unlocked a, if I unlocked a character, you know? Or if I unlocked an outfit, that would also be nice. Let me see here. Oh my gosh! Thankfully, there's a new rewind function here. It probably won't save my behind here, but I probably went back too far. Let's see. If I fail a P-switch mission, I can just click the left trick and I can click the left stick and retry. Sorry, I'm doing this on the fly, basically. But yeah, some of these P-switch missions are pretty interesting. There's some that are themed around driving, because Nintendo has made some of the they like remade some of the old Super Nintendo racetracks. Oh my god, I'm flubbing this so hard. Yeah, they remade some of the old Super Nintendo racetracks, and you're able to drive on those with the old music. You know, unfortunately, they're not actual tracks in the game, but I mean, they exist out there. Let's see here. I'm just gonna try and nail this mission here. Oh. Yeah, I really gotta watch how I, you know, actually, this reminds me, I didn't really, like, touch on the new mechanics either, so... The new mechanics... I mean, first of all, the glider is absent, but in its place are wings, which function pretty much exactly the same. And there's also charge jumping, so if you're not holding a direction, but you hold down the drift button, you can charge up a jump. There's also, kind of messed up there. There's also rail grinding, so you can jump on top of these rails and jump off, get a little bit of a boost. Let's see, there's also wall riding, so if I can just find a good wall to use. This one's fine, I guess. So you can, like, jump off any wall like that. You could ride on the wall, you could jump towards the wall to kind of stay on it a bit. They put some pretty advanced mechanics in here, which, I mean, you'll be able to do those within, like, races for the most part, but they can also be pretty risky because, like, again, the races go up to, like, 24 players, so it can be kind of risky to do, but if you're skilled enough, you'll be able to pull off some amazing stuff. I've seen some amazing stuff happen. So, yeah, but I also feel like most people will not even be taking advantage of these mechanics that much. Like, they're just going to play this like if it was Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which this game is not. And another new thing, you drive. So you don't drive underwater in this game, you actually drive on top of the water. It is generally slower than driving on land, but some characters have like a hidden water, like they have like hidden water speed bonuses. I know some characters have like other speed bonuses, but I'm not really getting into that. That's just something I'm aware of. Let me see here. You can also trick multiple times, like that. Something like that. You could trick. Yeah, you could trick as long as you've got a lot of airtime. I would also say, as for the game's presentation, looks fine. Game runs at a 1440p resolution at 60 frames. There is no 120 FPS mode in this game. Not that I feel that's necessary, but I mean, yeah, it's just so you're aware. Music's also amazing. There's like over 200, like, it's a combination of new compositions and remixes from older Mario games. Like, you're hearing a Rainbow Road theme here. It's a remix. It's really nice. I would still say Mario Kart 8 Deluxe still looks good. Like, that is definitely still a good-looking game, but this game is also good-looking in its own right, but also, artistically speaking, the characters are a lot more expressive and cartoony, so it's definitely nice just seeing these characters be very expressive and all that. But yeah, you guys, not too much else to say here. Mario Kart World, good game. Not really worth the full $80 price tag unless you just got to have that physical copy. Otherwise, it's a good time, and it is something I do recommend, like, especially if you manage to find yourself a Mario Kart World bundle. Man, this is a good game. It's definitely not a system seller for most people. They're waiting for, like, Donkey Kong Bonanza or whatever big single-player Nintendo thing is coming up next. But yeah, this is overall a good Mario Kart game. I wouldn't call it a replacement for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, unless you're just sick of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I do wish that there were just better ways of unlocking stuff. I do wish Nintendo would, like, kind of patch in a new mode for online play where people could just play the traditional racetracks at will. You know, no need to just do these intermission courses if they don't want to. But yeah, that's about it, guys. I've been busy. I've been pretty busy with life and all, so I haven't really been. I still managed to put like a little over 50 hours into this game, but you know, even during all that time and still currently, I'm having a pretty good time with this game. So yeah, I guess with that said, that'll do it for this video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, as I'll be posting more content on Nintendo Switch 2 and other gaming stuff. Also, feel free to become a channel member so your name can be displayed here on screen, and maybe click that video on the left as YouTube thinks you'll like that one next. I don't know, maybe I'll play a knockout tour or something.